What's been going on in your world?
What's been going on in my world? A lot of watching surfing and not being able to surf, actually.
Watching surfing, like actual surfing, like driving out to the beach and watching
Yeah.
people surf.
Yeah, I've been driving out to the bay and watching people surf, which is kind of hard at the moment, eh? I'm getting to the stage of my injury where it's like a few more weeks and I can surf. So it's like I'm getting that much closer, so it's getting that much harder to like not get out there and surf. So
Yeah,
I'm
it's
going
kind of
out there
like
and going, oh.
it's kind of like watching porn and not being able to beat off or something, eh? Well, yeah, similar,
I don't know.
I guess.
Yeah,
Oh, you don't know, never
I
done it.
guess so.
No, that's fair enough. But yeah, that's frustrating for sure, not being able to surf and, just going out and looking at it. Like, but how's a mind surfing? You must be flexing that muscle quite a bit.
Yeah, I'm kind of ripping in my mind as always.
Yeah.
It's been good. I mean, the waves have been pumping, so it's been nice to go out there and just sit there and watch it for a bit. Mentally, I think my mind's pretty strong right now. Obviously, it's hard, but at the same time, I know it's a really good time to not surf, and let it rest and rehab as much as I can and get it as strong as I can, while we've got this time to, I guess, rest and reset and wait for the competition. So, if anything, it's the perfect time to be injured.
Oh yeah, I know. I was thinking that too. Fuck, I'm actually out at the moment as well. Like I feel your pain.
Are you?
Yeah. Well, because I went into like level 4 lockdown. I went into it and I wasn't that healthy. Then I feel like I kind of got a bit more healthy through the lockdown because I was eating well. Haven't been drinking a lot. And then when I came back out of level 4 lockdown, and then when like I kind of got a little bit more freedom, and then that meant my diet changed, and then boom, next thing you know, fucking gout, can't walk. So I've been struggling with gout in my ankle, and yeah,
Shit, that's
it's
no
not
good,
it's
bro.
not fun, and a lot of people don't even know what gout is either, and a lot of people make fun of me and think that I'm old or eat too many crayfish or anything, and I'm not old and I don't even eat any crayfish, but I still get it because. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's genetic. But yeah, I've been fucked. I haven't been able to go surfing either. So I'm pretty much in the
That
same boat as you.
sucks.
You've got a fucking broken ACL and, I've had too many
ACL.
beers. So
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's pretty much the same, eh? It's pretty similar.
pretty similar. Yeah. How did you do
Yeah.
yours?
I tore my MCL, not my ACL. My MCL.
Potato, but yeah.
Yeah. I think ACL. If you do ACL, is worse because it takes a lot longer to recover, and you can't walk and stuff. I think properly with a torn ACL. So the MCL is the inside of the knee, if you don't know. And I did it doing a backside air, and my back foot slipped off the tail pad, and my front foot took all the weight and kind of bent my knee, and like collapsed over my front knee, and like tore and felt it pop, and it was just not the best feeling. It was horrible. I had to get helped up. I was staying with Seabass in Newcastle during an event, and then had to get helped up the beach by Kehu and Seabass, and it was scary. I thought I was going to be done for like ages, and I was pretty worried at the time, but I managed to actually surf a heat the next day and almost made it. And then I had another contest in Manly and somehow like surfed a pretty smart heat and made my heat there, and then it was a right hand point. It pretty much turned into a right hand bank, and I couldn't go right on it. I could only go left.
Oh
pretty
yeah,
easy.
I
Anyway.
have that same thing, eh? Like similar thing, can't go right in that. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's probably different circumstances.
Yeah. So I borrowed a brace and surfed Manly and managed to make a heat, which I was super proud of, and I got some points and got a bit more money. So and then everything kind of went into lockdown. So it's, if anything, it's the best time ever in surfing history to be injured.
Yeah. Oh, I know. And I mean, I hurt my ankle by eating too many pizzas and drinking too many beers, but there are definitely parallels between the two. But yeah, you're definitely in a situation at the moment where everything's, grinded or ground, however you say that, to a halt. Because there's nothing going on. There's no sport. Like, sport only kicked off yesterday with the fucking, that fighty thing that they do in the
UFC.
cages and that. Yeah, UFC. I don't watch it. I fucking hate it. I think it's brutal shit. But yeah, I mean, at least there's sport, so people can get back to doing things like sitting on the couch
on the weekends.
Yeah. because people haven't done enough of that lately. Or and even just gambling. But I'm looking forward to some sports coming back, like surfing. I think surfing's done for the year. I don't think that's coming back realistically.
Yeah, well, I was thinking about it yesterday. I reckon they could have like regional comps. Like, say for instance, if the New Zealand circuit started back up again, and we could compete in New Zealand again.
Absolutely, that could work. But I'm thinking internationally, like for the World Surf League, they're fucked. They're done. There's no way that's coming back this year.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea. I haven't heard anything. I think they still want to have the World Surfing Games, and yeah, I don't know.
They're fucking tripping. There's no way anything's happening. We can't even go to Australia for I don't know how many months. So I don't know how they plan on having sort of any sort of international competition. But
yeah, it's a hard one. Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see, I guess.
Yeah, but yeah, it's good for you, I guess, because you're fucked. So. And then, and because you had the Olympics, and when was that? July.
Yeah, end of July. They had was meant to be the Olympics, and
yeah, and but it's good for you. It's good for you because your knee's fucked, and it's like it wouldn't give you enough time to prepare physically, for the Olympics. So that's postponed to when? Next July.
Yeah, next July, pretty much a year exactly. When it happened, I was really worried about that mainly. Because obviously that's a huge opportunity for myself, and once it got postponed, it's good for me. Obviously, I got more time to prepare and rehab, and but at the time when I hurt myself, I was preparing to go to the Olympics in July, and it would have been a pretty big struggle, and obviously I haven't been surfed for like over 2 months now, and it was just a lot of rehab and a lot of mental stuff I would have had to overcome, and obviously I probably wouldn't have been 100% in end of July, but now that everything's kind of been put on hold, it's like I've never been injured before, so it's almost a kick up the backside for me, and I've been training and working really hard to get my body in the right shape and my mind in the right frame. So if anything, the injury was kind of is a good thing for me. I'm taking it as a good thing.
Yeah, but I guess, like you said, it's the first time that you've been injured. But then this is, don't you think this is a bad precedent for you to now think that every time you get injured, everything's just going to stop because of you getting injured?
Yeah,
it's
it just goes into lockdown because I got injured.
Like a lot of people say, oh, fucking, the world doesn't revolve around you. But like in this circumstance, it's almost like the world is revolving around you, which is pretty fucked up. And you've got hair on your head. Which is pretty cool. I don't have that.
Yeah, I need a haircut though. Far out, it's getting pretty wild.
Yeah, I need to fucking trim my beard, man. This thing's getting out of hand. It's like I had like fucking chili oil stuck in it yesterday, unbeknownst to me. And my missus went, "What the fuck is that on your face?" And I was just like, "Oh," she went like that, and it was
chili
just
oil.
Like bloody chili oil, yeah.
No,
fuck, hadn't even been eating chili oil. That was the crazy thing about it. Yeah, no, it had been. It was actually quite delicious. But sport, yeah, sport has taken a hit. Like everything has taken a hit, and it's coming back though. Apparently, well, obviously we
slowly
had
looks like it.
The UFC, the fighting thingy in the cages. They started that up yesterday, and then it looks like they're going into the NRL, the rugby, is rugby league. That's kicking off, and then they've talked about more kind of provincial or national rugby union coming back. And so I guess the big question is, when the fuck is the NBA coming back? Because that's all I really care about.
Yeah, I know. I've been missing that. To be honest, I watched a lot of... because you know how Klay Thompson got injured, obviously. He tore his ACL, I think it was. I've been watching just to get motivated and kind of stay in the right mind frame. I watched his recovery thing. It's like a 7-minute YouTube thing online, and I watched it, and it was really motivating for me because he's pretty much done the same thing, and just watching the NBA highlights and like watching everyone like I don't know at home training and stuff. It's just like I really want NBA to come back.
Yeah, they are the true elite athletes, I reckon. If I mean, what would you say the sport with the most superior athletes in it would be?
Well, that's a hard question. There's a lot of superior athletes. What's classed as a superior athlete?
Let's look at some. yeah, let's look at some different categories, like physically.
Yep. Physically, just
Or just physically, like physically, mentally, like who has stamina? Stamina. Look at stamina. You look at
mm-hmm.
athleticism. You look at mental toughness. All that sort of shit. You know,
Yeah.
like who all
Yeah.
round would be the best athlete.
But basketball is a team sport, though. Also,
It is a team sport, yes.
yeah. So you could. There's like a team sport and like an individual sport. I reckon.
What do you reckon's harder,
Mix it up.
team sport or individual sport?
Uh, I don't know. I reckon probably an individual sport.
An individual sport's
'Cause
harder because it's all on you, all the
it's
responsibility,
all on you. Yeah.
success and failure. It all depends on you. You've got no one
I
else
reckon.
to blame.
Yeah, you can have coaches and like people trying to help tell you what to do, but at the end of the day, it's up to what your decisions and how you react and how, I guess, you do everything. Yeah, I reckon individual sport would probably be way harder.
Yeah, I think that's why I've always been shit at individual sports because I'm always looking for someone else to blame when I don't perform, and it's so hard to do that when it's just you, you know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and it because you can hide away sometimes. You can hide at the back of the ruck or the mall or the hang outside the 3-point line in basketball, whatever it is. You can kind of you can skive off a little bit, but when it's individual, it's all on you all the time, so you have to perform.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, and then you look at the best athletes in the world, and obviously Michael Jordan and Kelly Slater are,
Mm-hmm.
arguably the best. Well, Kelly Slater is the best surfer of all time, and then Michael
Yep.
Jordan. I mean, there's that debate whether it's him or LeBron, pretty much, but we'll say Michael
Yeah.
Jordan are the best athletes in their sports,
Mm-hmm.
but they're such different sports. One is more high profile, and it's a team sport, and then the other one is surfing.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm trying to say is, who do you think is the best athlete between Michael Jordan and Kelly Slater?
Well, far out. You're really putting it on me today, Luke.
Well,
Nah,
I'm just excited because I've been watching this fucking
Nah,
Bulls
yeah, me too,
documentary the
me
last
too.
3 weeks, and it just brings it back up again because this has been a debate that's been debated for the last like 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
After Kelly Slater won his first 6 world titles, and it was just like, whoa, is he as good as Michael Jordan? It's like, it's different fucking sports. You can't compare them, but
Yeah.
you can compare them because they're both bald and they're both at the top of their games, or at least were at the top of their games. So I figure it's a good
Yeah.
comparison, but it's also
is.
extremely hard to do because one's a team sport and one's an individual sport. But
Mm-hmm.
I mean, who do you think would be the best overall athlete competitor out of those two?
I think Michael Jordan is a beast. I reckon he's so competitive, and you can tell he wants his fellow teammates to be as competitive with him, and help his team do the best they can possibly do. And obviously, surfing's such an individual sport, like we were saying before. And as a surfer, it's it's all up to you. So all the pressure's on you, and you got to perform by yourself. So I reckon Kelly Slater is the GOAT, like, of surfing, obviously, and he's the man, and everyone looks up to him, and he's one of everyone's favourite surfers. But I like Michael Jordan and his mental frame, and how much of just a beast he was. Like, watching those documentaries is so amazing, and as a athlete, I guess it's really inspirational to watch that kind of stuff and kind of learn off those guys. And so yeah, I reckon Michael Jordan is the man.
Yeah, he is, man. I think he's the best of all time. The BOAT, as I like to
BOAT.
call it, the best of all time, not the greatest of all time, because I don't know. I feel like it can kind of change every now and then. But BOAT, he's the BOAT for sure. And yeah, watching the documentaries, it kind of gives you a bit more of an insight into what went on and what goes on behind the scenes with him and how he interacts with his teammates, and because he's pretty gnarly. And like, I'd always heard stories about Michael Jordan, like, not fighting his teammates, but like calling them out and challenging them, and because he wants the best out of them. Because if he doesn't get the best out of them, then he doesn't win. And if he doesn't win, he doesn't look good. And, you can see that he has that fire to be the best. And I was just thinking about this before, and I reckon if you had Michael Jordan and he played one-on-one, say, like if the best was you had to play a one-on-one tournament, make it an individual sport.
Yeah.
He would have won like for fucking 20 years
would.
or something.
He would win. Just seeing him on the court is crazy. All those highlights they keep putting on the documentary is just unbelievable. How he finishes I don't know how he gets half those shots. He's crazy.
Yeah, he's just, well, they called him Magic Mike, I think.
Magic Mike.
Oh no, that was that movie with Channing Tatum. Was it? Yeah, maybe they didn't call him Magic Mike. I just had that in my head, and it wasn't because I wanted to watch that film. Because I've never seen it. I never want to watch it. Magic Mike?
It was Magic Johnson.
That was Magic. Fucking see Magic Johnson. And I thought I knew NBA basketball. Where I call him Magic Mike, and that's just a fucking Channing Tatum character of some shit movie that girls like to watch because they're male strippers. Oh god! All right, fuck. I think I need some more coffee actually. But well, what else was I going to say? I was going to say you've competed against Kelly Slater, which he's the boat of surfing, arguably. The boat of all-time sporting.
Yep.
Was there anything that you picked up when you were competing against him, when you fucking smoked him that time? Like, was there anything noticeable that you thought that he does differently than anyone else you've competed against?
For me, I was pretty young, and obviously I was just some short little hobbit-looking Kiwi.
That hasn't changed, but yes, yep.
Yeah, who hadn't really had too much experience before on like the qualifying series or anything really, and so I had nothing to lose. I that heat was probably the most not nervous I've ever been. Like I was going up against the boat, as you say, the best of all time, and I was, if I was going to beat him, I was going to beat him. But if I was going to lose, it was just like, oh yeah, Kelly Slater wins another heat, So it was nothing. So for me, it was just like, I was taking it all in as a huge experience. The waves were really pretty big. Like it was like 6 to 8 foot Margaret River, which is pretty scary for me. I think I was 21 at the time, and yeah, it was such a crazy feeling. Like he had so much of the crowd around him when he was running out, and like everyone was like, "Yeah, go Kelly!" And then you can see the footage of that one heat. And then I run out, and there's just like no one around. It's pretty funny. And then there's this footage of us surfing, and it's just, and then I won the heat, and I don't know. It's just like he didn't really try and do any mind games with me or anything, which I heard he has done before, but. Yeah, it was a massive experience for me, and I ended up smoking him, and I think that was a huge key factor in my earlier in my career, and it kind of helped fold my surfing, I guess, to what it is now.
Well, I guess if you come up against the boat and you beat him, that's got to be a massive confidence boost.
Yeah, a huge confidence boost. Like I said, I had nothing to lose, so I guess I was doing my best surfing. I wasn't nervous, I wasn't scared, and I had Tommy Whitaker at the time in my corner, and he was kind of, he was just trying to amp me up and saying, "Hey, look, just enjoy this moment. This might never happen again." And at that time, which was freaking ages ago, yeah, it was just crazy. Mick and Kelly and all those guys were doing the QSs, so it was pretty amazing to compete with them. And previously in the same event, I had him in my first heat, and it was a 4-man heat, and he got me, and I got second, so we progressed it through another round, and then we ended up in the same heat again, so it was pretty cool, and I really wanted to get him back, and I did, so, and it was cool because he had the chance to get the score at the end, which he didn't, and I'm stoked, the judges didn't, because sometimes they can overscore the better surfer or the more hype surfer, and so I was stoked to make that heat, and it was a huge confidence booster. It kind of molded my career and helped me out, with sponsors and things like that, and it gave me a bit of an image at the time, so it was really good for me.
How much of that do you see when you're competing internationally? How much of the favoritism do you see? Like Kelly Slater, you can clearly see it. Sometimes he gets the Kelly card, and same with all those big names. They can get through heats with doing the minimum, but then it works the other way as well, where they could, because the judges expect more from them. Do you notice that a lot when you're competing against guys that have a higher profile?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely the guys at the top. I guess it's a lot easier for them to make heats. As for people kind of, coming up the ranks, it's really hard, they have to stand out to beat the best, which is good because you push your better surfing, your better surfing comes out in a way, and you obviously, I always say you want to beat the best to be the best. So if I come up, like for instance, I came up against Mick in Manly one time and managed to beat him as well. So, all these huge guys I have these experiences with, but for me, it's a learning curve, and I choose it as a growing heat, I guess. And if you don't win, then you come out of it and you learn what you could have done and what you could have done to beat him. But if you do win, you also learn and you kind of take it in your stride. And I cherish those moments. I can't wait to get back into competing again. Put my best foot forward and come out of injury stronger and better than ever, and hopefully go into the Olympics with a huge goal of medaling there. And it's all fun and games, and I'm enjoying it.
Oh, that's good, mate. That's good. And you're fucking stinging to compete at anything though, eh?
Yeah, I'm
like right now. I can just see it. I can just see that fire burning in those beady little eyes of yours that you just want to fucking beat someone at something. And and that's for me, growing up with you and surfing against you, but then also playing basketball against you. That's one thing that I feel like I've always had an advantage over you, and I fucking love it because you beat me in surfing comps. Unfortunately, the judges will give you your high profile little pass. So you beat me in some events, but then when we get on the basketball court, because I'm 6'2", and I can fucking, I got some mad hops, and then you're like 5'2" and fucking can't jump over a credit card.
5'2", come on, bro.
Whatever it is, but that's where, for me, that's where I can finally get one over you,
Yeah.
And just to see you just fucking defeated it makes me happy. But it's not in a bad way. It's in a good way because I know how much you want it and how competitive you are. So when I beat you, it makes it that much sweeter.
Yeah, it's funny. Even playing backgammon with my wife, Leanna, I always just want to I'm trying to teach her. She doesn't really know how to play, but I always still want to win. Or take my little brother down to the basketball court. We play 1-on-1, and he put the ball through my legs the other day. And
nutmeg.
He nutmegged me, and he was rubbing it in, and I was like, all right, that's your only point you're gonna get, Gromit. I fully just went 11-1 on him, just because I'm so
cocky, bro.
So competitive, but I always want to win.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I am the same way in some regards, but I think for me it's probably just more of a psychological victory that I'm looking for, whereas you're just like that sport, I gotta beat them, I gotta dominate them at this activity. But me, I'm trying to, I'm trying to get in there mentally, and I fucking did that to you once as well. I did that. I got you mentally, and I rattled you psychologically.
Yeah, you did.
And then I won the event. Did I surf the best that event? Fuck no, I didn't. But I did it with cunning and guile and just all these other words that mean mental stuff. But I did it.
You just would not leave me alone that whole weekend. But hey, it worked.
It did work. And then what happened the next weekend?
I got really angry and stayed right away from you and beat you in the Rip Curl comp.
Yes, that's right. But you learnt something then, didn't
you?
I
learnt.
Taught you a lesson.
I did.
I taught you a lesson.
I learnt from my mistakes, didn't I?
Yes. And that's one thing that I wanted to give to you as a gift me being a good friend of yours, I wanted to give you
Yeah.
something, and that's what I gave you. That's what I taught you. And do you remember when you were over in Huntington and I was just like, okay, well, what you got to do is fucking intimidate all those cunts. Like, tell them that
Yeah.
you've just been on a big pig hunting excursion. You like slit the throats of some pigs, or just say real weird shit, stare at them all awkward and stuff, and just get in their heads. Like, just fuck with them.
Yeah.
But I bet you didn't do that, did you? Because it was kind of stupid in hindsight.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't really just go up to people and tell people I've been pig hunting and stuff.
Oh, well,
Well,
pig
maybe
hunting.
if they asked. But yeah.
Well, no, just tell stories. Just go up to them and just slip it in there. Just find a segue into telling them that you just like stabbed a pig in the head or something like that. Because it's what we do.
Hey, hey, bro, how you been? I've been good. Just been pig hunting hard out, stabbing pigs.
Yeah. Something like that. So say if because do you ever talk to like your fellow competitors before you go for a heat? You say, oh, good luck or whatever.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or say if someone went up to you and they said, hey, good luck, Billy, and you're like, yeah, good luck to you because you're going to need it because I've just been out pig hunting and I killed a pig, It doesn't really work, actually, when you say it like that. But my whole thing was, just intimidate them somehow. Like with some little anecdote or just some crazy eyes at them.
Just to I think, going back to the Kelly thing, I think a lot of athletes have spoken about Kelly talking to them and kind of getting in their heads a little bit and kind of putting them off guard, off their routine or something little like that. And it can, bother people, and then it's in the back of their mind and they think about it. They're not really concentrating on the task at hand. So it works. Like you said, you did it to me, or, you did it probably not knowing you did it, but you definitely did it to me that weekend and it worked.
I knew what I was doing.
And and I obviously learned from it. So, little mind tricks and little things work. And I guess if you want to win, you kind of got to do anything you can to win. So
you got to attack it from all angles.
Yeah, exactly.
What's happening in Raglan now? Is there anything happening?
There's actually a lot, man.
It's been busy.
It was busy. It was so busy over the weekend. I went to surf and it was crowded. Town's crowded. There's more people than I've ever seen walking and biking and all sorts. But yeah, I guess it's people are thinking it's gone back to normal already. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, that's the feeling I was getting. I went for a surf, was it 2 weeks ago, I think, and I didn't see anyone I knew out there. And I kind of thought, it's a good time because we're not supposed to be traveling regionally to go surfing or do any kind of activities or anything like that. So we're all supposed to stay local. Which is all good because when you're in Raglan, you're staying local. It's a pretty fucking good place to be, and I just thought this is a good opportunity to figure out who are the real Raglan locals, and it was an eye opener for me because most of these people I'd never seen before in my life, and I was just like, oh, that's so cool. I'm seeing these people that live in Raglan for the first time, and all it took was for an international pandemic for these people to come out of the woodworks and start surfing again, and so that I thought that was really quite an interesting thing to see, how many people live in Raglan and surf that I'd never seen before in my life.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting, eh?
Yeah.
When we came into level 3, it was pretty and the surf was pretty good over the weekend. It was nice and clean and the sun was out, so it was pretty packed out there.
Yeah, no, it's been hectic, and I guess people have got more time on their hands, because they might be unemployed or whatever it is because the whole economy's turned to shit. But that's why I kind of saw it as a very bad idea when we were in full lockdown and surfing was made illegal. I saw that as an extremely bad idea to take the shackles off surfing and let everyone go surfing because people did have time. They had a lot of time on their hands to go surfing, and you can't just say, oh, well, it's locals only locals can go surfing. People aren't going to fucking abide by those rules. They're going to go surfing regardless. So you can just imagine how many people would be out there. There'd be way more than usual.
Yeah, hard. Yeah, it'll be good. Level 2 will be alright, and then I guess everyone can start travelling again, and maybe not come to Raglan all the time.
Get the economy going. No, we need it. We need people coming to Raglan. We need people
Yeah, we do.
travelling outside of their bubbles. Hate that word, but I'm going to use it. People travelling outside their bubbles and just travelling around the country, because that's what we're going to rely on is domestic tourism until our borders open up again, which, shit, that's going to be a while. It's going to be a while.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to getting on the road in my new Wagoon and, exploring New Zealand a little bit more. Yeah, Skoda, Giltrap Skoda, thanks for the new wheels. But, yeah, I just want to get out and about around New Zealand. We've never had this time before to explore, I guess, our beautiful country, which I always say is like the best country in the world. So it'd be mean to get on the road, and maybe me and you can go get some surf and film some fun stuff, and, maybe go for snow. I don't know, do heaps of fun stuff, and, check New Zealand out a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for the borders to open up so we can go to Melbourne and surf that wave pool.
Oh, yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah. That's the only thing that I want to do. I just want to do that because it's controlled. It's a controlled environment. And then it's not even really a lot of travelling because it's pretty much just fly to Melbourne airport and then the wave's right there. And then we're only there for like a day or two and then surf our fucking brains out and then come back.
That would be fun, eh?
Yeah. So that's what I want to make happen. But, I guess in the meantime, there's other places to go once we're able to travel. From Raglan we can go to the East Coast, or Auckland. It's just exciting. Just so many exciting places to go.
East Coast would be fun. I really want to go back down south.
I do want to go down south actually. I've never been to QT, so I've got that on the cards. Nah.
What? That's mean.
Too many tourists. Too many tourists there. But now there's no tourists left. So I'm going to get down there, become a tourist myself.
True. Yeah, it's beautiful down there. The South Island's amazing, I reckon. There's heaps of good waves, and it's definitely cold, but there's a standing wave there in Wanaka.
Oh, I've seen that. It's fucking shit. Oh, you went and had a look, eh? But you didn't surf it?
Yeah, I didn't have a board or a weddy.
That's a good excuse. I'd make sure that I didn't have a board or a weddy because I don't want to get in that fucking sub-zero bloody freezing cold water. Thank you very much. Yeah.
I almost found a little right too in a lake. It looks sick.
In a lake?
Yeah, like the wind just comes through this like long lake and it like makes waves. And it was like probably like almost head high on me, probably like knee high on you.
Yeah, that sounds like proper ratio.
Yeah.
I actually saw this. I saw this photo. I don't know if you follow. What's it called? Influencers in the Wild, I think it's called.
I have seen that.
Yeah, it's fucking amazing. But they posted this photo and these two chicks in bikinis at a lake holding boards, and they're like trying to call them out, like, "Oh, there's some girls at a lake posing with surfboards," and it's just like, well, I don't know. You can surf in lakes, I guess. It was flat. It was dead flat, and it was like sunny, and there was no waves at all. But kind of at first, until we actually talked about this, at first I was just like, "Oh, that's fucking so stupid. They're just doing that for Instagram." Didn't even think that maybe they were that core surfies or surfers that they were just waiting for the big swell to hit, and they were that dedicated to surfing that they were just waiting around. And they would fucking didn't give a shit if they didn't have wetsuits. They had bikinis on, but that didn't matter. They were going to wait for the swell to hit in that lake and then get out there. They weren't posers at all.
Yeah, I reckon there's waves in lakes. Depends how big it is, but yeah.
There's waves in Lake Taupo as well.
Is there?
Yep. Not often.
We should do a lake tour.
Oh yeah, we'll get some foamies, I reckon, and go just go do the lakes, just do lake surfing. Be like that fucking that Ben Gravy guy. Have you seen him? He does like all lake surfing and just surfs any bit of water really. I think.
Big boat wakes.
Yeah, boat wakes. You name it. Fuck, if it moves, if it's water, if it's a moving piece of water, on it.
On it. We should go lake surfing and also coast surfing when we can.
Yeah, coast surfing definitely sounds better.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like once my... What's that?
I'm pretty keen to get in the surf.
Oh, yeah. Same.
It's been a
I
while.
just got to get this injury. Just got to get this injury under control.
Yeah.
Which means no crayfish, I guess, and beer. Fuck, that's the hardest thing though about having gout.
Yeah.
Can't drink beer.
No beer.
See, that would be
Yeah,
easy. Like that'd probably be easier for you, if you had an injury and all you had to do to get better was just to not drink beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be easy as. I'd overcome it in 2 days.
Yeah. Fuck, you don't drink.
One day,
eh?
maybe.
That's what I feel. I feel like sometimes it would probably be easier for me if I tore my ACL than to have gout.
Yeah, because then you could drink more and just cruise.
Yeah. I'm not an alcoholic.
Instead of-
That's not what I'm saying, but it's
No.
fucking hard, man. Like for a week not to have a beer when you really want a beer because you got a sore foot.
Mm.
But
No
you see, you
bueno.
can still drink. Fucking broken knee, broken limbs.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Mm.
Oh, sorry. Pardon me. Mate, all right. Well, anything else to add?
Nah. I'm all good on my side.
All right. Well, what have you been
You?
listening to lately? Gangster music?
What have I been listening to?
Yeah,
I
listening to,
listen
yeah.
to a little bit of everything, House, gangster, some nice singing, some nice singers, I guess. I don't
Nice
know.
singing music? Yep.
Yeah, nice singing music, nice in the ears. Yeah, been playing a little bit of NBA. Yeah. Bit of
All
this, bit of
good.
that.
In the hood.
Yeah, you? What about you?
I've been... What have I been doing? I've been listening to Sade. That one Sade song.
Oh,
Who
Sade.
can say where the road goes? Only days go, only time. You know that song? Fucking, it's
That's
a
good.
banger.
Yeah, pretty good singer.
Yeah, I know. I've just been having that song on repeat pretty much.
Sweet.
Mm.
Have you been practicing in lockdown? You're singing.
Singing. No,
Yeah.
it's always been there. I've always had that. skill.
Okay.
Always had that talent.
nice.
It's not something that you just practice. It's just something you either have or you don't have.
Oh, okay.
Like you have a nice head of hair and I don't have any. You know, it's just something that you have or you don't have.
Okay.
Yeah. You can't practice it. I can't practice growing follicles.
No, definitely not.
Oh, fucking
You
wish
can
I
buy
could.
product, can't you?
What's that?
You can buy product though, can't you?
Oh, you can buy it, but that's giving up.
Oh, okay.
You gotta own what you have. I don't always
Yeah.
own it because I wear hats, but it's because I haven't like shaved my head lately and it just looks all fucked up like Fry Tucky. So that's why I wear hats quite often. If I haven't shaved my head recently.
No.
But if you get
Nice,
that
mate.
product, if you get those pills or whatever, man, you're giving up because that's not you. It's like I look at it. It's the same as getting plastic surgery. Like, I'm not going to get Botox, lip fillers. I'm not going to get fucking cheek implants or a nose job because that's not me. That's not me. And if I was to get, like, some kind of hair plug extension or use pills or medication to try and grow my hair, it's just as bad because, like, that's your identity. If you're a fucking bald person, you're a bald person and that's who you are. But if you're a bald person and then you get, like, hair plugs and just all that other shit, like, what the fuck are you? You know, you're an imposter.
But you did have hair before, right?
I did have hair before, but
Yeah.
for me, my genetics have said that no, we're getting that out of here. That's gone. You know, no
Okay.
more hair for you, buddy. And then I'm like, okay, I can accept that. I'll take that. But then some people, they don't want to accept it because you know Ham Bun. Like Ham Bun, what he used to do was he would
Du Bois.
shave. Yeah, Du Bois. He would shave the sides of his head and then try and get the stuff on the top to grow. And then they just keep doing that in hopes that the stuff on the top would eventually even out with the hair on the sides. Because when you have male pattern baldness, it's all like you have hair around the side and then you just don't have it on the top there. So he was trying to grow as much of this on the top. Like you still have a little bit. And it looked fucking ridiculous. And he told me what he was doing. Because he's someone who he's really struggled to accept baldness. But I think he's finally starting to, you know, come to grips with it now.
Yeah, he's the boy,
He's the boy. He's a bald boy. He's a bald boy.
He's boy.
But hey, look, that's something that you'll probably never have to worry about.
I don't know. Maybe one day.
How's it?
My granddad was
How's the
bald.
recede? You don't have much of a recede, though, eh?
It's pretty
Bro,
good.
that's a strong hairline. That's powerful. You could start
I need a
wars with that
haircut.
kind of hairline.
Do you want to borrow some? Make a wig.
I told
I've
you,
had
bro.
long hair
I'm not
for
fucking being a
ages.
defeatist.
Oh yeah, true. Sorry.
I'm proud of it. Apart from I always wear hats, but
I'm proud
I'm
of it,
not
but I
that
always
proud.
hide it.
Oh yeah, well I know I got to keep my head warm somehow. I don't have that
Yeah.
natural insulation.
Yeah.
I got to keep this thing in here like firing on all cylinders. It's not
Yeah,
going to happen if
true.
it's cold.
Yeah. But 4G. I mean, what is it? 5G.
Oh, 5G.
Watch out,
Yeah,
mate.
yeah, 5G.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
More
That thing.
exposed. More exposed being bald to 5G.
What? You get what? Is it more harmful to you if you have hair? If you don't have hair?
No, no, you're
for
more
bald people.
exposed.
More exposed to 5G. Yeah, yeah. I'm not actually worried about 5G because at the end of the day, it's all it really does is it makes your telephone load photos faster. So I'm not that worried about it. Some people think it's like a microwave is going to cook your brain, and I mean I have a bit of faith in people that create technologies that they're not going to, to create something that's going to fry our brains or give us a virus or something like that. Because that's some of the yarns that are going around at the moment. People think that it gives you coronavirus.
And it just happened to be during the pandemic
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
that 5G comes out.
yeah. And that's one of the things that is kind of like really brought out in people when you have this pandemic. Is there's so many people that have a lot of free time, and when they have a lot of free time, then they just go onto the telephones, they go onto the internet, they go to places like YouTube, and then they get, they get stuck down these holes, these rabbit holes of YouTube information, false information, and then that's them done. They've fucking cooked themselves with all this bullshit that they see on YouTube.
Mm.
And it doesn't help that most of them smoke a lot of meth too, so they're doing a lot more of it.
Yeah.
I can't confirm or deny that, but I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure they're smoking meth.